My name is Henry Bird, and I would like to convince you to keep your dogs vaccinated with the four most common vaccines, but most importantly, leptospirosis and rabies. How many of you have seen the movie Old Yeller? If you recall, in the movie, a family dog was bitten by a rabid wolf while defending his family. It is a touching movie for anybody who loves dogs. At the end of this movie, Old Yeller had to be shot by a little boy who was his best friend. Rabies is not always going to be as dramatic as the movie Old Yeller. Oftentimes, it is contracted from things like skunks, coyotes, and raccoons that you can see in this picture, and they're all prevalent in Texas. Although I have not personally come across rabies or leptospirosis, I have spoken with our veterinarians about the effects of rabies and leptospirosis, specifically for my speech for all of you today. Keeping your dogs up to date on their vaccines is important to promote healthy pets in the future, and specifically to protect you against diseases transferable to humans. First, I would like to share some information on vaccines along with statistics to help you understand the importance of this subject, and lastly, I will talk to you about the possibilities that may come in the future if vaccines go unseen. Are any of you familiar with what a vaccine's purpose is? To begin, I'd like to inform you about keeping your dog vaccinated in order to share some statistics on this subject. Vaccines are needed to help prepare the immune system of a possible future attack from a disease. On ASPCA.org, there is an article done in 2018 by the ASPCA research team members that says the four most common vaccines are split into core: rabies, distemper, and non-core, leptospirosis and bordetella. Core vaccines are important for all animals because of how severe they are and due to the fact that they may be susceptible to humans. Non-core are less serious ones given based on your dog's conditions. AmericanVeterinarian.com contains the article "Leptospirosis is Becoming a Threat to Canine and Human Health" from 2017 by Carrie Lingle, stating that lepto can be treated with antibiotics and supportive care if caught early enough. Due to the fact that it can be treated with a high success rate, it is considered a non-core vaccine, but it is still transferable in humans. In order to emphasize this, have any of you ever come into contact with rabies or leptospirosis, or know someone who has? My goal is to make sure that my friends, their friends, and close associates clearly understand how important it is to have their dogs vaccinated. Many people may think having their dogs vaccinated is a complicated process, but really is not. It is not a matter of if you should have them vaccinated. Rather, we are trying to prevent future cases that could be very common in our state. The state of Texas has an abundance of wild animals. Due to the interaction with our pets and wild animals, our only wall of prevention is vaccination of not only dogs, but every pet. I personally do not see any other way to solve this ongoing problem of disease. On HoustonTexas.gov, an article about rabies submitted by the Bark Animal Shelter talks about the abundance of wildlife in the Houston area, and that some of these wild animals may be carriers of the disease and what you can do to prevent getting rabies. Their suggestion is to keep all pets up to date on the vaccine and is the number one way to prevent it. A common objection to vaccinating your dogs is claimed to cause cancer or degrade your dog's health. In an article by Catherine O'Driscoll on dogsnaturallymagazine.com, she shares a personal experience with keeping her dog vaccinated, but realizing they all pass due to chronic illness or cancer. This article, she also cites that Dr. Gene Dodds says MLV vaccines are tied to lymphoma, leukemia, organ failure, thyroid disease, and pancreatic disease. If you want to know more about reasons why people don't get their dogs vaccinated, this is a great site. Though resources and personal experiences, she provides a valid counter-argument. The above-mentioned article also speaks of the need of protecting yourself against rabid animals, especially when your very own pet may have been bitten. The same carriers of rabies can also carry leptospirosis. Here are some pictures and examples of rabies and leptospirosis. Now, what can happen if these 4 shots are up to date, but most importantly, rabies and leptospirosis? The 4 most common vaccines, Bordetella, distemper, leptospirosis, and rabies, all have negative effects if not vaccinated against. Distemper and Bordetella, if not vaccinated against, are easily spread between dogs. Distemper is a very serious contagious disease passed between dogs simply by fecal matter that can cause death. Bordetella, which is curable and is not as serious and is really only necessary if your dog will be around other dogs. There's some pictures about Bordetella and distemper. Without vaccinating for those diseases, they have the ability to become an epidemic in the dog world. Leptospirosis and rabies is transmittable not only to dog, but can also affect people if not vaccinated. Leptospirosis is spread by rodents to dogs and then is possible to be spread to humans. It is transmitted simply through eating or drinking or even cuts on the skin. Symptoms in people include high fever, headache, chills, and muscle aches, vomiting, diarrhea, and rashes. In 2017, the CDC and Prevention issued an article over leptospirosis that states this illness lasts from a few days up to 3 weeks or even longer. Without treatment, it has the ability to last up to several months. Rabies, as I have said before, is also easily passed on to humans. A simple bite by an infected dog will pass on the virus and spread it quickly to your spine and brain. Symptoms of rabies can lie dormant in human body for years. To begin, it may just seem like it itchy or tingly and painful around the bite site. Rabies is difficult to catch because it may appear to just be something like a minor headache, fever, or vague sick feeling. Usually, once symptoms are noticed, it is too late and will be fatal no matter what treatment. If dogs are not vaccinated, diseases may be spread like wildfire to human health and human health is in danger. Vaccinating your dogs will help stall and stop the spread of future cases in animals. But most importantly, it will protect your family and friends from potential fatal illnesses. Through me sharing common vaccines and how leptospirosis and rabies can cause huge health problems, I hope it is understood how important this really is. Keeping your dog on a regular vaccine schedule will prevent the unnecessary spread of diseases from not only canine to canine, but canine to human. Thank you.